the Pullman strike, the Homestead strike, the Haymaker riots. People like to say, in America, we've had these incredible touchstone moments in the labor movement. That's what people say, we've had these moments. But what if we're still having them? How will we know when the next big moment is? How will we know when we're making history? Well, I want to tell you, we are, right now. This, right here, right now, is the next touchstone moment, the next key moment for this country.
From steel mills to Starbucks, America has recently been experiencing one of the biggest booms in unionization since the Industrial Revolution. With thousands of workers demanding better treatment from their employers, the futures of all sectors of the workforce are now up in the air.
Right here, right now. And America will never be the same.
This is activist and hobbyist lawyer Jeremy Bonesaw speaking after the 2021 attack on Chicago at the hands of Gilgar Lithitron, the Destroyer. The gruesome assault on the city cost $2.7 million in property damage and left 31,000 people injured, 2,500 of whom were Gilgar Lithitron's own goons.
And I don't care who their bosses are, whether they're a Mayan god forgotten by history, or a giant robot who gains sentience, or the CIA. I don't care. Because these people, they may all be villains, but before that, first and foremost, they're employers, and they need to be held accountable.
So what inspired me to do this was I actually used to be a goon myself, you know. I don't want to say names to avoid legal trouble, but you might know him. He's a multi-billionaire, bald. He has a worldwide mega corporation, robot arms. Working there was just so terrible, and he's famous for union busting. I just decided I didn't want to live that life, and I wanted something better for me and for all the goons and grunts like me across America. It doesn't matter if you're fighting a bat in Gotham City or, I don't know, working for a Dark Lord. Anything. You deserve rights. Every single grunt in America deserves rights. Do you know 13% of the blue-collar workforce right now are hired muscle, are goons, grunts, most of which, work in layers for sometimes hours at a time. Sometimes they live there. I mean, if that doesn't sound like a Rockefeller town, I don't know what does. And the conditions here, they can be horrible. I spoke with I worked with a guy who worked in a volcano, transporting sharks into there. Yeah, sharks in a volcano. It was in the Bahamas, but they didn't really enjoy that, huh? Yeah, he did get killed by his employer for that. But I worked with this other guy. He was working with someone who wanted to become the Lord of the Sea, and he was concerned about the effects that being underwater under that oceanic pressure for so long had on his lungs. And so he came to me and wanted to, start see like, hey, how can I organize something? How can I start collective bargaining? And I told him, and he gathered not only humans, but a bunch of mollusks that were being mind controlled by him as well, and some dolphins that he learned how to speak with. Their submarine did wind up sinking under mysterious circumstances, so unfortunately we never really got anywhere with that, but it would have been something great for sure.
Don't worry about Paul. We'll get you covered. Oh, this is Paul Ackerman. He's one of my clients. He used to work for Mr. Animal, but got turned to a housefly on the job. Him and a bunch of other workers who got turned to various other animals are trying to form a union and get proper compensation for what happened to them. that's what it's all about, really. Like, I think this is going to go really well. I think everything's looking great. So, Paul and I make a great team, and we're going to get him the help he needs.
So we have a great little operation going on here. We have a couple employees. Oh, an intern, Jimmy, right here.
Hey, boss, we got another package from Dr. Dark Nucleus.
What? Don't open that! Okay, so that was a cancer ray. Again. I have cancer. It's unfortunate, but those kind of things happen. You can't work in this field without making a couple enemies. Although, of course, part of me does still miss the good old days when all you'd get for trying to form a union was a bomb in the mail from the CIA, instead of, cancer weeks, 5 to 7 times a week nowadays. And only about half of those are from the CIA. I mean, come on. Yeah, but can't complain too much. Is what it is.
Hey, we're rolling.
So some people say to me, Jeremy, why do you do this? Trying to unionize goons? I mean, you sound crazy. I'm like, well, sorry, Shannon. Sorry I'm not a slave to the corporate machine like you. Okay? Sorry I'm making a difference in the world. Okay? Yeah. And for the record, no, I love my job. Hell, I'm in there every day, in that office, with the biggest smile on my face. Because I know what I'm doing matters. And there's never a dull moment, I'm just so happy to be there. It's the most fulfilling thing in the world to me. And I wouldn't trade a single second of it for the entire world. Unless the world was a lot of money and no cancer rays. This is one of the layers our clients work in. We're trying to get them better working conditions, Really turn this stash house into a stash home, Jimmy?
Hey, boss, I was looking over that package you gave me, and it wasn't a cancer ray at all. It was actually just radon.
Radon?!
Oh, yeah, and it wasn't even from Dr. Dark Nucleus. It was from the CIA.